This video is sponsored by Squarespace. You can make your own beautiful website or online store with this all-in-one platform. Hi everyone, in this video I wanted to talk about how I filled some pages in my sketchbook lately and what I've been up to in my sketchbook. So I had a lot of leftover paint from a painting I was doing. I was painting something for my dad for his birthday and I had a bunch of leftover gouache on my palette and I didn't want to waste it because it was acrylic gouache and not regular gouache, because with regular gouache, if you have a bunch of leftover paint, you can always pick it back up again with water once it dries. But with like acrylic gouache or acrylic paint too, once it dries, that's it. You can't use the paint anymore. So I had a bunch of leftover paint from the painting and I decided I was going to go into my sketchbook and fill a bunch of pages with the leftover gouache and just like create a bunch of random textures on the pages. And I think I did this with about like 4 or 5 pages of just like random colors. And it was pretty fun to do. I would definitely recommend if you have a bunch of leftover paint from something, or if you have anything that you've been wanting to use up, you can put it in your sketchbook as a backdrop to your future sketches. It can be an underpainting. It can just be for fun, for something to draw on top of. You can use it as like the starting point for a painting or for like some kind of study. I think it's really fun to do this in your sketchbook because it sort of like forces you to change things up. Like instead of drawing on a white blank page, you're drawing on a colored page. So for the page I'm drawing today, it's purple. And I honestly don't know how I got that like speckly texture, like the pink speckly texture. I have no idea how that happened. I basically just had like a bunch of purple gouache and I watered it down and did like a wash over the pages. And then like I took a paper towel and I blotted it a few times to pick up the color. And it just kind of turned out like that. And usually when I do something like this, I kind of feel like I need to do like a cool painting on top of it. Like I need to utilize this colored background, not just for like normal sketching. I need to do like something cool on it that involves like other colors and not just drawing. But I decided to just take my favorite ballpoint pen that I've been using lately. I think it might be a gel pen because it's pretty like juicy. I think my mom got it for me a long time ago and it's just like one of those random pens I've had laying around. So I decided to grab it and sketch with it because I've been using it for the last few days to do little like studies of animals and thumbnails for future projects on the previous pages that I filled with color. So for this one, I decided I'm just gonna draw with a supply that I've been wanting to use more of on this colored background just to like add a bit of interest to my sketching process. So I'm not just drawing on white, I'm drawing on color. And it just kind of makes it a little bit more fun. Like it just kind of makes the process more enjoyable because you're doing something kind of like fresh. And I decided to draw a bunch of bugs to start off because I was kind of craving drawing bugs. I was in my Pinterest account and I kept seeing a bunch of bugs appear on my like recommended page. And then I was like, I kind of want to draw weevils because I've been playing a game called Grounded and there's weevils in the game and you're like the size of a bug. So the weevils are pretty big. They're kind of like dogs and they're really cute in the game. They're like very like derpy and cute. So I wanted to draw actual weevils and I didn't really realize how cool they were. Like I didn't realize how cute they were in real life. I honestly don't really know much about weevils. I thought they were something else. I didn't realize this is what they were. I just think their like eyes and their like long nose thing is really fun to draw. And they're also really cute. There's a weevil called the acorn weevil and he kind of looks like an acorn, but like a bug acorn. And he looks very like soft and fuzzy. I'd like to learn more about them. I don't really know what they do. What is their purpose? I just kind of started drawing a bunch of them from Pinterest. And I really love ballpoint pen for sketching. I think I've said this a lot in the past. I just think ballpoint pen is like a happy medium between, well, this is more of a gel pen, but actual like ballpoint pen, just like a regular like Bic pen or Papermate pen or just like your average ballpoint pen is like a happy medium between like ink and pencil. It sort of behaves like a pencil where you can get like light strokes and dark strokes, but you you can't erase it. So it kind of forces you to have permanence on the page, but it also behaves like a pencil. But it can also get really, really dark. It can get light. It's like permanent. It has really neat textures. I think I'm in my ballpoint pen sketching era right now. Now for a break to thank this video's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is an online platform where you can build your own customized website for your small business, for your hobby, for your brand. A great thing about Squarespace are their portfolios and galleries. As an artist, it's really important for me to have a place to display all of my illustrations in a portfolio. And I use their portfolio and galleries feature for that. All you do is upload all of your photos. You can drag and drop to rearrange them, and their automatic image scaling takes care of displaying them all beside each other nicely. They also have so many templates to choose from. It can be a little overwhelming deciding what you want your website to look like, so choosing a template and then changing it from there is a great way to start. You can also easily link to all of your social media. All you do is go to the fields where you have to enter your links, and when you add them, they also put a corresponding icon automatically so people know where to find you outside of your website. If this sounds interesting to you, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/JelArts and you can get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I filled a lot of pages with this pen, and I kind of want to use like a more traditional ballpoint pen, like a cheapy one, because this one's more of a gel pen. But I want to use like a regular pen and do more sketching. I just think it's a really, really fun supply, and I think like it's so accessible. I think everyone could look around them and find a pen right now and start drawing, and you'd be surprised at how fun it is if you've never used one before for sketching. Like, you can use anything to make art. I just really like looking around and grabbing the most basic supply you can find and trying to make cool art out of it. Maybe because it sort of takes you back to like when you were younger and just doodling with whatever you had. But it just feels kind of like satisfying to grab a really simple, basic supply and make cool art out of it, because you can make cool art out of anything. So for the ideas to fill your sketchbook today is basically just put a color wash over a bunch of random pages in your sketchbook. It doesn't have to be the whole page. You can do blobs of color, you can do gradients, you can just splatter color, like do whatever you want, and then draw on top of it with a ballpoint pen or any type of supply that you want to use. You can also go in and put highlights. If you want, you can carve out the background with, I think I eventually started using some pastels to like carve out some background, but I just wasn't really feeling like using a lot of color today, and that is okay. I just really wanted to focus on drawing these bugs and looking at the details and trying to get them right. And the more I drew, the more fun I had and the easier it was to capture the bugs. Well, not actually capture the bugs, but to draw the bugs. And it also was reminding me a lot of this class I had in art school where it was like a media exploration class. And it was a class where we were like encouraged to, like, the whole point of the class was to try out different media, kind of like push the limits of what we're used to doing. So basically they brought in a bunch of like dead bugs that were pinned down, and we had to choose one that we liked. And we did a bunch of studies of the bugs. We had to use black ink to try to draw the bug. And it was like a very detailed, shaded, realistic rendition of the bug, but we were encouraged to use our own like techniques with the mark making and pens. It was basically like dip pens, and we were drawing with sticks, and we were drawing with like tons of stuff. And it was just cool to explore the ink and to be up close and personal with these bugs. It was kind of sad that they were all dead, but I hope that they were just like found that way, you know, not, I don't know how people collect insects. I assume they just find dead bugs and then pin them down. But there was a whole collection. I think there were spiders, there were butterflies. I chose this beetle, I remember, and I was trying to find the finished product of that, but I actually don't know where it is. And I hope I didn't throw it away. I went onto my Google Drive and I was looking through and I found the project, but I didn't find the final one. I only found the process. But it was a fun project, and it was kind of reminding me of that when I was drawing all these bugs. Of course, I'm drawing them in a much less detailed fashion here. It's a more like simplified version of that. And then I saw this really cute like pink beetle, but I kind of drew it wrong. I made like the middle section too long and it just wasn't looking right. But overall, this was a lot of fun. I moved on from the bugs eventually and started drawing some other things, but you'll see that eventually. I would highly recommend to just like grab a ballpoint pen, pick something that has a lot of detail that you kind of want to like slowly render, and just like fill a page of it. It's really relaxing and it's really fun. I would describe this as like a relaxing way to draw, because you're not switching supplies, you're not like worrying about color, you're not like thinking about a whole bunch of stuff, and the background is already like a color you're not used to drawing on. Like you're used to drawing on white, but it's purple today. And just one supply, very simple. Well, I did use some color eventually, but for most of it, it's just one supply. And it's just a really fun, relaxing way to fill a page, like keeping it simple, not switching supplies all the time. I think I talk about exploring media in your sketchbook a lot, but it's also fun to just like stick with the basics and pick something that isn't too complicated and then just see what kind of art you can make with a basic supply. So that's kind of what I had to say today about that. Then I also started drawing some witches because October's coming up and I'm feeling the spooky vibes, and I'm trying to figure out what I want October's artwork to be for Patreon. Also, there's only a couple days left to get September's package, which is all about raccoons. If you like those little critters, there's a raccoon print, sticker, and sketchbook page print, and you can choose which reward you want for which tier you sign up to. There's like a sticker tier, a print tier, and a tier where you get everything. And I recently updated my shop with 3 new patch designs. And by the way, the shipping for patches is the same as stickers. It's like the very cheap, like $2 shipping or something like that. 2 new enamel pins, a new little potato bug, pill bug plushie that I designed and made. I like sewed them, and some more plush frogs. So those are all on my shop right now. I hope you check it out, and thank you so much for everyone who's placed an order so far. I've been packaging a lot of orders. It's really fun to send everything out to everyone, and to see my art go out into the world. And I'm really glad that I get to do this every day. So the next drawing here is another witch, and I like this one a lot more than the first one. The first one felt a little not exactly what I wanted, a little flat. I've been trying to draw more people lately because I've just been really enjoying it. I find when I don't draw people for a long time, when I do draw them, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun. Like this is what got me into art, is like drawing characters and designing characters and figuring out what to add to their facial features and like little like details you can give each character to make them look unique. Like adding little freckles or like piercings or like little like makeup details, cool outfits, jewelry, like their expression, their hair. Like it's really fun to draw characters, and I always forget this. So I think it would be nice to do like a character, like a human character with animals for October. But a lot of these last few pages I've done have been me like sort of trying to explore things and think of illustrations I want to do with people. I used to do people a lot, and I want to do more, especially it's like spooky season, want to draw a witch, gotta draw a witch, just really feeling like it. There's just something so fun about drawing the hats and like the cloaks and like broomsticks and all that stuff. It's a good time for sure. I also took some pencil crayon to this one, and it was really fun. I think it tied it together nicely. Pencil crayon and ballpoint pen. It looks pretty good together, I think. It's very sketchy, very like scratchy lines, lots of texture, which is what I like. The hand did not really turn out. I kind of drew it too fast and got a little too heavy-handed. I also covered the first witch's cloak because I was like, this just doesn't really look too good. I just want to be able to look at this page and not like cringe at parts of it, because it feels like I just kind of rushed it. Like I just kind of scribbled purple and it doesn't look like anything. It's like a shapeless mass of purple. So I glued some paper down and drew some bugs on it, drew some worms. I really like drawing the little guys. This page is all about little guys. You also see a tote bag design there. Just like exploring a tote bag design I already did, like the one that's in my shop right now. It's called Toad Bag because the tote bag with toads on it. I really like that bag. I want to make more bags, but anyways, I really hope you enjoyed seeing me draw all these little things and all the little like techniques I did in this video, and hopefully you have some ideas on what you can bring into your own sketchbook. It's a lot of fun to use ballpoint pen. I highly recommend it. I really need to use it more. Like I go through phases where I pick up pen and have lots of fun with it. It's just so simple and fun and satisfying. Like, I really, really recommend you grab the ballpoint pen that's closest to you and start drawing. It's a good time. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're drawing anything while watching this or what kind of art you're working on or any hobby. Again, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.